Welcome back again, Forging Friends. We are on the 8th deck of this Dark Tidings opening. Let's go ahead and crack it open and see what we got today. Starting with Shadows, Logos, and Star Alliance, we have Taxis, the Weasel of the Cosmos. What a Weasley-looking guy. Look at that head. He's so cute. He's got the little dimples, he's got the cute nose, and then he's got this, like, terrible claw arm. Very cool-looking Archon. Let's see what we got today in this deck. Dropping another Archon card, dropping another Tide card. We're starting with Star Alliance. We have Technobabble, action card with an Amber Pip. Play, stun a creature at each of its neighbors that shares a house with it. Very, very cool. Creature control, got 2 of those. We've got Shield You Later, a 3-power, 2-armor creature. May be played as an upgrade instead of a creature. With the text, this creature gets +2 armor. Alright. We've got Science Officer Kincan, 2-power creature with elusive. After a player chooses an active house, which matches no cards in play, steal an amber. Great first turn play. Officer's Blaster, upgrade with an Amber Pip. This creature gets +2 power. This creature gains destroyed. Attach Officer's Blaster to this creature's right neighbor. Can bounce it around. Very nice. Diplomat Agung, a 2-power creature. Play, fight, reap. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature belongs to the house. A friendly creature belongs to the house of your choice in addition to its other houses. Can use cards off house. Embervac, an upgrade with play, raise the tide. And this creature gains at the start of your turn. If the tide is high, capture 2 amber. Very versatile card. Xeno Training, action card with an Amber Pip. Play, for each house represented among friendly creatures, a friendly creature captures 1 amber. Nice amber control. We have the action card Selective Preservation. Play, choose a creature of each power value. Destroy each creature not chosen. A little bit of a board wipe there. Colonist Chapman, 3-power creature with Taunt, and each of his neighbors, non-Star Alliance neighbors, gain 1 amber. Okay, yeah, it can actually give us some amber swing there. We have Cheetah, 3-power creature with elusive, and while the tide is high, each of Cheetah's neighbors gain elusive. Very cool. Can give things elusive, protect things. We have the rare artifact, the Ulfbert device. Amber, when you play it, each player cannot choose the same active house they chose in their previous turn. Wow. Okay, so you can't. It's kind of a delayed thing there. You have to kind of plan out your turns a little bit in advance there. That's interesting. We'll see if we can make good use of that. Going on to Shadows, we have Shoulder Id. This is a. Is this an? Okay. This is from the same set. Okay. For some reason, I thought this might have been a legacy card. But anyway, Shoulder Id, 6-power creature with Taunt, cannot fight, and when it would deal damage, steal 1 instead. Great taunter. Sea Urchin, 1-power creature with Poison. Play, capture 1 amber. If the tide is high, steal 1 instead. We have Mug, a action card with an Amber Pip. Play, move 1 amber from a creature to your pool and deal 2 damage to that creature. Loot or Pillage, action card with play, choose 1, steal an amber, or a friendly creature captures 3. Very, very nice. Hornswoggle, an action card with an Amber Pip. Play, use an enemy's artifact as if it were yours. Very nice artifact control there. Got 2 of those, great. Hobnobber, 3-power creature. Action, if your opponent has 6 or more amber, steal 2. Very annoying card for your opponent. Got 2 of those. Francis the Economist, 3-power creature with Skirmish, and fight, each player gains an amber. We have Monty Bank again, a 1-power creature with play. You may exalt Monty Bank up to 2 times. Action, steal 1 amber for each amber on Monty Bank. Interesting rare creature. And we have a rare artifact, Submersible. Amber, when you play it, while the tide is high, each friendly thief creature gains elusive. Wow, so we have 2 different cards that grant elusive to our creatures. We have another rare action card, Finishing Blow. At Amber, when you play it, destroy a damaged creature. If you do, steal an amber. Very handy. Going on to Logos, we have Submersive Principle. Action card with play. Each player loses 1 amber. If the tide is high, each player loses half their amber instead, rounding down the loss. Very handy amber control. Got 2 of those. Australis Seaborg, 4-power creature with Reap. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. I love those free tide raisers. Novo Archaeologist, 4-power creature. Action, archive a card from your discard pile. Reuse something from your discard pile is very nice. We have Mind Bullets. Action card with play. Deal 1 damage to each creature for each card you have played this turn. To each creature, yours and your opponent's. Oh, wow. Yeah, so including this card. Okay, wow. Yeah, so that can kind of be a board wipe, depending. Forgive or Forget, action card with play. Choose 1, archive 2 cards of different types from your discard pile, or purge up to 2 cards from each discard pile. Very handy card. Can get rid of some of those problem things you don't want your opponent getting back. Archon's Callback is an Omega action card where you play and draw 5 cards. That's some really good efficiency. Wow. I don't think I've seen this card before. That's really cool. You just end your turn and draw 5 cards. You start the next turn off with a big advantage. That's cool. Mobius Scroll, a rare artifact. Action, archive Mobius Scroll and up to 2 cards from your hand. We have a lot of ways of archiving in this deck. Very nice. Hey, groundbreaking discovery! Oh wow, yeah, it's a Doctor for Doctor deck. Play. It's an action card, an included action card with an Amber Pip. If you control Doctor for Doctor, Rooftop Laboratory, and Reckless Experimentation, destroy each card and play, unforge an opponent's key, and purge groundbreaking discovery. Amazing. We have Reckless Experimentation, of course. Upgrade with an Amber Pip. This creature gains Reap. Play the top card of your deck. We have Rooftop Laboratory, Artifact. Each friendly scientist creature enters play ready. We got to see if we can make better use of that, too. And we have the man himself, the face of the channel, Dr. Varoctor. Wow, really good deck. 2-power creature, Elusive. Reap, put an upgrade or action card from your discard pile on top of your deck. Oh my gosh, really cool that we pulled the channel art character in this deck. I love this guy's art. Very, very cool. All right, yeah. I'm really excited about this deck. Like, legit, this seems like a really fun deck. I'm going to go ahead and do the counts, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to my desktop. I have the deck pulled up here. Really, really cool deck. I'm liking this a lot. We've got 14 creatures total. We got 5 in Star Alliance, 6 in Shadows, and only 3 in Logos, which is really unfortunate. I mean, with that Rooftop Laboratory, any scientist would have entered play ready. We do have 1 extra scientist. We have the Novu Archaeologist. So potentially, if we have that out there, we can get a quick, play and archive from our discard pile, which is really cool. Looking at the Amber on the cards, we have 14. That's not counting, though, like the things we get from our Hobnobbers, from Shadows, things like that. So there's a lot of potential here. I did count the Sea Urchin, since more often than not we'll be using it to steal instead of capturing, ideally. But yeah, so we have some decent Amber steal, but then we also have, a lot of ways of controlling our opponents. So speaking of that Amber control, we have 10.5. I did subtract 1 this time because of the Francis, because when they fight, both players get an Amber, so that's negative Amber control. And then I added 1 because of the groundbreaking discovery. We'll go through it a little bit later, but yeah, I think this deck will pretty consistently get the Dr. Varoctor combo pulled off. So that's a whole extra key your opponent has to forge. That's 6 plus more Amber they have to get and start their turn with. So that's definitely, I'd say, Amber control. They basically have to forge 4 keys in order to win against this deck with how consistent it looks. Going to artifact control, we have 3. We have the 2 in, I believe it is Hornswoggle, yeah, in Shadows here. So we have 2 that let us use an opponent's artifact as if it were our own, and then Groundbreaking Discovery destroys every artifact on the board anyway, every card on the board. So that's also artifact control. Creature control, we have 8. We have a lot of ways of just destroying creatures that have damage on them with Finishing Blow. We have Mind Bullets to do some damage for each card we've played this turn. And since we have a lot of archiving, a decent amount of archiving, we might be able to get a lot of damage off of that. We have Technobabble to do some, stunning. We have 2 of those, which is really nice to slow our opponent down quite a bit. Looking at other things. And then we have this Ulfbert, I'll say Ulfbert device, which actually might be really good in this deck because it'll prevent our opponent from playing creatures 1 turn and then using those creatures the next turn to take care of our board. Because we have kind of a smaller amount of creatures, I think this will provide some sustainability. It might also make it harder for us to pull off our Dr. Varoctor combo, though, so it's a little bit questionable. I mean, obviously, we can pull off the combo, the Dr. Varoctor combo, in 1 turn if we have the Groundbreaking Discovery in the discard pile. We play the Reckless Experiment. We play the Rooftop Laboratory. If we have like these 3 cards, the artifact, the upgrade, and the creature in our hand at the same time, and the Groundbreaking Discovery in the discard pile, we can absolutely just pull this off in 1 turn. So we don't need to play 2 Logos turns in a row to get that pulled off. Especially with our archiving, if we archive, any 1 or 2 of these, at least 2 of these, then we can guarantee, once we get the other pieces, pull off the rest. So especially with cards like the Archon's Callback, guaranteed a 5 draw, just, without anything, like on a turn where we can only play maybe 1 or 2 cards, we just absolutely just guarantee a 5 draw. That's going to speed us up quite a bit and make sure we get through our deck and see all 4 of these cards pretty consistently. So really, really like that. But going back to what I was talking about, creature control, yeah, we have a lot of little ways of hurting creatures. A few ways maybe of fighting, but not too much. We have, let's see. I don't think we have too many ways of fighting, really, that we care to do. I mean, Francis can get both players in Amber. That might be good if you're pretty far ahead. But, you know, I think this is going to be kind of a turtle-y deck, kind of like waiting to get to the Dr. Varoctor combo. Efficiency, like I said, we have that callback, so that's going to provide us huge efficiency. I said 3 for efficiency because we have that. We have the Agung in Star Alliance, so let's just use a creature off house, which is very efficient, especially in the deck with lower creature count. And then we have that Mobius scroll, which let us constantly archive 2 cards from our hand. So we get this early. We might even mulligan for this card so that when we do get our Varoctor pieces, we can just go ahead and archive those, get those stored away for later, which is a great card to have with that combo. Going to recursion, we have 4 Mobius scroll, not Mobius scroll. We have the Forgive or Forget from our discard pile. We can archive 2 different types of cards. If somehow our Varoctor combo gets discarded, the creature gets discarded somehow, we can get it back into our archives in the perfect spot just to pull it off again. So really, really handy to have that. We have, let's see, do we have any other ways of archiving that I forgot about? I don't think so. Maybe not. But I think that's plenty. I think we have plenty of ways of just making sure that we can store away our Varoctor combo. This whole deck is just revolved around that one combo. It was kind of an average deck before I saw that was in there. And then Disruption, I'll say that the this big artifact is also very disruptive. They're limited on what they can choose every turn. So that's pretty cool. So overall, you know, even though it has lower number of creatures, it's got some decent Amber control. It's got 2 of those submersive principles, which is really, really nice if the opponent somehow gets ahead. Really good Amber control, really good archiving, which adds to a lot of efficiency. I think this deck is pretty solid. I'm gonna go a little far here. I might have gone too far, but my SAS guess for this is gonna be a 78. This might be one of the better decks that we've seen. So, you know, I might be crazy. I love Dr. Varoctor. Maybe that's kind of clouding my decision making here. But you know, maybe I'm an optimist. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in my 78. Go ahead and make your guess now. Let's see what this deck ends up being. Take a second here. Ooh, might be a little longer. This editor, I might ask you to cut this. 71. Okay, so not quite as high as I was expecting. But look at that, 14 plus 14 synergy. That's really, really good. So 57 base arc, 14 synergy, -2 anti-synergy, but +2 meta. Really cool. So for Amber control, like I said, we're losing a little bit for that Francis, that -0.25. But that groundbreaking discovery, 2.82. Huge amount of Amber control because we're unforging a key for you know, pretty easily and consistently in this deck. We lose a little bit of our expected Amber from Novu Archaeologist. Novu Archaeologist lets us archive a card from our discard pile. I think we'll be doing that every turn. So the way this calculates it is if you're going to be doing an action every turn that you use a creature rather than doing the reaping with it, it subtracts the Amber. So that's something to consider. The finishing blow giving us 1.8. Did not expect that card to be so highly valued, but I guess it's pretty consistent. You know, you can get 1 damage on a creature that's huge and then just destroy it and steal 1. Very, very cool. Artifact control, we got the groundbreaking discovery, of course, and the Hornswoggles. Very nice. Our speed's great with the Mobius Gold. Reckless experimentation is our efficiency. They count reckless experimentation in the efficiency because that lets us play the top card of our deck. So, if, you know, ideally, I think I would play the Varoctor only on the same turn that I plan to play groundbreaking discovery. I wouldn't play this upgrade or anything like that beforehand. So I think the only card that this will ever pull will be the groundbreaking discovery, in my opinion. So I probably would not have counted that in efficiency unless you just get really unlucky in this particular deck and you just can't find your pieces at the right moments. But I think more often than not, this deck will find those pieces. So good thing to consider. Looking at the synergies and anti-synergies, Groundbreaking Discovery has 91% efficiency, archives friendly, Mobius Scroll, Forgive or Forget, Novu Archaeologist even, yeah. That one archives a card from our discard pile. So we have two ways of archiving from our discard pile. One is kind of every turn as long as Novu survives. So that's really great in case those pieces get discarded. Good stuff. And we have minus 40% efficiency with Reckless Experimentation. And so, yeah, this is saying that if Reckless Experimentation accidentally plays like a Mind Bullets or Submersive Principle, that's some anti-synergy there. I don't think that's ever going to happen. This is like a primary card to archive with one of our couple of archiving cards. Couple of 50% and 60% with Novu Archaeologists and things that ready friendly creatures, Rooftop Laboratory. Unfortunately, we only had one other scientist besides Dr. Varoctor in our deck, but that's really good synergy, though, for that one scientist. We got minus 45% because with Kincan and artifacts, we have, it's harder to use Kincan, but obviously Kincan's probably only going to get his ability if we get him in the first couple of turns. Varoctor's got some synergies with things that ready friendly creatures. Rooftop Laboratory automatically comes with them, so that's some auto synergy there. Nice to have. Let's see. We have one scientist creature, so one other scientist creature, like I said. The Uberhead device has minus 27% efficiency because we have good reap abilities. So we wouldn't obviously want to play this pretty late in the game when we have a lot of creatures with good reap abilities that we want to use every turn, and we have good action cards that we want to use every turn. So this is probably maybe an early game play, and then we'll just keep this out until we get our Groundbreaking Discovery combo off. I don't know how much this would kind of hurt us in doing that, in that kind of goal, but still, I think it might be better than, it might hurt our opponent more than us, I think, is my gut feeling right now. Now we have Mind Bullets, which has a lot of anti-synergy in this deck. I didn't expect that. So we have some 1-power creatures, Monty Bank and Sea Urchin, that this will just auto-destroy. And then we have 2 to 3 power creatures that will get destroyed from it. Lots of 2 to 3 power creatures. Like I said, this deck isn't really built for fighting. And we have some very high value creatures, Novu Archaeologist, Seaborg, and Varoctor, that and no armor. So yeah, this card right here, it's not going to be played super often, which isn't a big deal. It doesn't have an Amber Pip or anything like that. So we're not losing out on anything by just discarding this one, or maybe even archiving it. For the right moment. It's really a card we play if we're really behind. We have a huge amount of Logos cards to play in one turn. We can just take care of our opponent's board by doing that. So that's kind of the reason I would play that card. And so overall, I'm really excited to try this deck out. I might try it next week at locals, but yeah, what do you guys think of this? Really excited to get the channel's namesake creature. Not namesake, but the art-sake creature in this deck. So yeah. Looking forward to seeing what you guys think. If you like this, I appreciate a like, and leave what you guessed in the comments if you want to. And yeah, please subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.